This is Pirate Radio Broadcast. Madden 26. I am Fast Talking Eddie, Mr. Pete, your podcaster, your broadcaster. All the way straight from Jersey and New York, the land of the hot dogs. Yes, you go to any street vendor that sells hot dogs, and you are going to experience the finest of New York. Never mind that new mayor, and his, crazy staff. But let's get on with the Browns and the Panthers. Ugh, sorry.
Lives on in 2 words, and the sound of the drum reminds every Panther to keep pounding as they get ready for a fight here at Charlotte's Bank of America Stadium. Tonight, we have ourselves a preseason clash between the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers.
And now, your 2025 Carolina Panthers.
Personnel is out. Everyone's ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Charlotte. This will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. And they'll be led out by their fourth-year quarterback.
I know quarterbacks of this ilk sure excite their teammates. They love to see his explosion and that speed come to life. I also know this, Kate. The defensive coordinator on the other side, he did not sleep good all week long, knowing he could do everything right, have the right call. That QB speed is a difference maker.
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. It's just in here. He gets up to the 47 now. 12 yards on that play, and a good call, and that's at the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 47.
When you script that first 15, Kate, and that first play is a run play, you can't do it better than that.
Here's first and 10 from the 47. Trying to throw this from the gun. This one's thrown with an interception. Denzel Moore makes the play.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
And look at the opportunity they've now got at the very start of this game, Brock. All thanks to the interception on that opening possession.
Yeah, they love to say that a running game is a quarterback's best friend, but right next to that bestie is a defense that can take the ball away for you.
So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And at the helm, a first-round pick in 2008, writing the closing chapters of a fantastic career, quarterback Joe Flacco.
Former Super Bowl champion, I think surprised all of us, Kate, going from the couch to comeback player of the year. And while everybody thought the career was over, he still shows that he's got some RPMs and some velo in that right arm of his.
Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes first and 10. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. They're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's a Browns first down.
Well, more often than not, it's a passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. So when you get that big play potential on the ground, jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
play in, and they are already close to midfield. Flacco's going to throw here on first. That's another quick hitter. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. We've got a stoppage here. There's a player out there in some pretty obvious discomfort being worked on. All hopes, of course, that it's nothing serious, especially here in the preseason. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. Flacco, off the play action. That's a man. Oh, trying to get to Johnson. They let him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. Gain of 26 yards there. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Browns getting their first look inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. There's a toss play. 4. He's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're saying backwards on first down. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Rocky, where you got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
On the gun, Flacco. Finds him over the middle. He stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's Ford. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns pick it up and get points on the ensuing drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up, that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Browns will jump back to a 7-0 lead.
Panthers nothing.
The Browns have it on the team, and they will kick it away here. Trevor Etienne to return this. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now for the second time, we take a look at this Panther offense. And time to get a quick reset here, partner, after they find themselves behind following that opening drive INT.
Yeah, you say reset, I say Control Alt Delete. Pretend like it didn't even happen. You gotta flush it in a hurry.
We've set it downs for him from the 31. Back to work after throwing a pick. Force that to his right. Looking on it.
You've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass, it was a scramble. And that's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. To throw now. They push this down at the opposing 47-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. Like you always say, right back to work for them, getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game, and you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
First and 10. It's Hubbard. After a pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 coming up.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. They're going to throw out of the gun. That's going in, but it's in the wrong penalty. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a Panthers first.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Offense is set. First and 10. Hubbard trying this up the gut. A single yard. Hubbard to get what he could there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Here's a throw. He's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
4 downs to get this across. Here's first and goal. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. So much for finishing things on the ground. Now he is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Now it looks like somebody is shaken up after that play. You never like seeing injuries, especially in the preseason. We'll get the training staff out to work on it. The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw here. Set up the screen. It's Hubbard. He drives this goal up to the 6.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
This needs to find the end zone, Brock. It's 3rd and goal. Completing this stand. It's 4th and goal.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Panthers going to opt for the field goal try here on 4th down. Matthew Wright to attempt it. High percentage look from here from the left tack. Kick right on his goal. And it's dropped back down to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Travion Williams now return. And he'll get a couple more on the dive before being marked down. 2nd drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun snap to Flacco. That's complete. David Njoku. Worthwhile to catch by the defense, stopping the gain at the 33. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Nice gain and a first down there, Brock, and a throw that most quarterbacks would have shied away from.
Yeah, tight ends, these guys, not the only position that can make that look routine. Fending off a couple defenders, it's really not good for such valuable qualities.
And he gets up for a gain of about 4. Now following that play, we have somebody shaken up, and man, with so many guys fighting for roster spots, you never want to see someone get hurt. Hopefully they can fix him up quick. First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
He's going to throw it. Up in Harajuku, left side. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
It's a gain of 14.
Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Browns first down.
First down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Go!
We go play action with Flacco. On the sideline, and he locates Johnson. He's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out.
18 more yards.
On the line for another first and 10.
Browns. First down. First and 10. 29-yard line.
They'll go play action. That's the first one was thrown to wind up incomplete.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bring it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down there after the near pick.
Second down, run by 4. Next snap is coming from that red zone. Team reaches the 14. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, we're lucky to have limited to the game they did.
First down and they go right back to it. When the race forward here for a 9-yard gain. Second down coming up.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is equivalent to a run of 15 plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got very successful with it.
And he gets in. Touchdown. The Browns get 6 more on their early advantage.
Take 2 offensive possessions, 2 offensive touchdowns, but even sweeter than that is 2 rushing touchdowns. You are setting a tone and a mindset, and this defense, they better regroup.
Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Browns drive their lead to 11.
Panthers 3.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of return. They're going to spot the ball for the 35 to begin this drive. The Carolina offense headed out now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, first and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Let's step up, there it goes.
You need something like that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, and they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4. Pass play now. Makes the running pass offside. They get this down to 44 before he stopped.
Gain of 16
He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. First down. This time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And a big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Now at midfield after that loss, here's second and long. Throwing now out of the shotgun. He's in trouble and they bring it down again. Back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage. Set him up now with third down.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
This is a tough spot to be in. It's third and very long.
Let's go now. 19.
Here he goes, third and long. Yeah, he's under pressure. He goes down. And talk about killing any momentum this offense had. Brought 3 consecutive sacks. Gonna bring up fourth down.
Hey, look, beyond having to pick yourself off the ground over and over again, all of these sacks in this first quarter have led to so much disruption. Kate, what do offenses look for, especially early? Get myself into rhythm. Get myself into a tempo. What do defenses want to do? Wreck all of that, and that's exactly what this defense is doing.
On fourth down, Panthers going to turn to Sam Martin to punt this one away. And they see all of the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The Cleveland offense back out, getting set for the drive. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. Offense in the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Throwing off the play fake. Great defensive play. Just moves incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it's going to be second down.
Stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains in next week.
It's downfield for Judy. The 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns swell their first quarter by 6. It's a Jerry Judy touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Okay, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Honest Hopkins for the extra point. Down the middle, it's gone. The Browns push their lead to 18.
Panthers lead.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panther offense headed out to the field. And they They take the field feeling pretty beaten down with how this one's gone. Even if they're keeping their heads high, Brock, not a whole lot they've been able to do so far.
Yeah, in these moments, I think of golfers, right in a tournament. They don't want to look at the scoreboard. They don't want to see how much they're down. They just want to take it shot by shot by shot. It's exactly what this offense has got to do.
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. He'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Hubbard again. Unable to get away from that tackle. Good work on the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Finally comes to an end. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now they got to be special.
Sam Martin on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Ball taken in at the 36. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return.
At their own 37-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Going from the gun here. Isn't going to be answered. It's incomplete as an exciting look ends our 1st quarter. That's the end of 1, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. Bit of an early blowout, 21-3. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this.
Alright, let's take a look at the changing of the quarterbacks. You got Kenny Pickett, and out Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel. That's interesting. And you got Bryce Young back. Oh, look at that, Andy Dalton out from the crypt, like Dracula. Bryce Perkins, Children of the Night.
We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Now the first carry for Quinshon Judkins. It's the lead for about 7. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't matter, 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throw, 3rd and long. Complete over the middle. He'll get it up to the 44.
Here we go. Here's one of those thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short of that third down?
And nothing is best punt here. He throws it several yards into the end zone. That's going to lead to a touchback. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Young up, 1st and 10. On target to his back. They go down. He manages maybe 3 yards there to the 23-yard line.
Okay, I don't know why every once in a while I get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
This is down on 2nd down. He gets this one up to the 40-yard line. Pick up at 17. And that's going to bring up Carolina 1st down.
Panthers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. He's down on the back. It's a bonus of 9 yard at last. They stop by Damone Clark.
Sometimes just feel like in the background of every whole home run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the leg quicker. The defender maybe a half step late. And this could have been much, much more exciting.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Brown again, he down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting walked down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Let's go now. Yes.
From here, 3rd down. This is it. He will be taken down, but not until it reaches that 45-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Panthers first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45.
Ready. 45. One.
From the pistol, it's Young. Once again. This one doesn't get much. Down to the 41. From the secondary, Greg Delpit on the tackle.
That's not a big completion on the stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. As they get to Denver. They're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
17 yards. That's another Panthers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Black Swan.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Young working from the gun. It's another pitch in. They get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's going to bring up the Carolina 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Black swamp.
To the line and set. Here we go. First down.
Here we go. Ready?
Goes down on the run. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. It'll be second down.
Well, you know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. 10 black.
Back to throw. Here's Young. Dumps it off to his running back. They bring him down at the 7-yard line.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, they kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Browns are in the nickel for this 3rd down call.
Here we go. Set. 60 red. 60 red.
Out of the gun, Young. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Panthers come back and shaving 6 on that lead. It's a Bryce Young touchdown. Great play by the QB there, bro. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for the QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Right there, it's another momentum. Panthers make it a 11-point ball game.
Panthers 10. Sam Martin.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. This makes it up to the 25. Head coach Kevin Stefanski letting the Browns for their next series. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. To throw is Pickett. And the Panthers are just too much here. They're taking it out. Nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
You know, when you watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there how explosive burst in the first few yards to get going for a big sack. Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watch your counterpart score a touchdown, cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
It's going to be a round. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. On 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
First down. It's a gain of 20.
Pickett on 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they face 2nd down. Sticking it in with Pickett. This defense going to try to hang on to that momentum block as they go for another stop on 3rd down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Pickett working from the gun. Fits it through the middle. And they'll make a stop at the 46-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but
for Sanders. Then we'll be seeing Dylan Gabriel. Well, it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to the excitement. Bryce Young and Dalton and Perkins.
Time now for the bottom half of the roster to make an impact, Brock. Got a preseason opener underway in half number 2. As this at the 6. And he only gets to around the 15 before being brought down.
At their own 13-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Judkins to get his run.
That's kind of yardage is not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now, second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
He got it! The big play, that's him 17 yards. That's going to be good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That is all-out effort to make the catch, putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception and some more targets in the immediate future.
1st and 10 from the 32.
Let's go now. Ready.
To the air, Sanders. He's all the way across midfield down the inside that 45-yard line. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
First down.
Move the chains!
First and
Gotta move the
10
chains!
at the
Build
42-yard
momentum
line.
and keep that defense on its heels.
First down from the 42. Sanders going to throw. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender has got it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. All right, still 10 to go here after they almost had an interception on 1st down. Here's Judkins on 2nd down. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. It's a dime look defensively from the Panthers. 3rd down coming. Looking out of the gun. Sanders. That one is incomplete. From him out to the Cousins.
Just tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete.
On for the Browns field goal. A 54-yard attempt.
Online, but not enough juice to it. That one falls short. It's no good. But I do see a flag out there. Let's see what the call is. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead. And that's going to award their offense a 1st down.
Okay, ready.
Gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there. That gives him a 1st down.
Ready, ready.
Play action, Sanders. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing. Unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That's almost as good as it's almost there because those defenders, they like to have sacks more than incompletions. The defensive coordinators, they love pressure and forcing the issue. And that's why the QB had to get rid of it.
Finds the end route complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
One thing I learned from the
I'll be seeing Gabriel.
And add to it. Sure, you love touchdowns, but you'll take those 3 points as well.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And he wasn't chancy to return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers set to take the field. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Now on the play action. Great defensive play. Jar it loose, incomplete.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap in the yard. Finds a seam down the middle. He takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers trying the second half for some needed points.
First thing you do is important. The first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, you have to learn it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Don't feel open or close. Like a single eye or 2 eye. Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays could follow.
Right on for the extra points. Panthers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Panthers on 17.
Alright, let's finish this off. 4th quarter.
Let's go! Yellow, 22. Red.
Off the play fake, it's Young. He beams one deep right side. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers now trail by just a point. It's 4. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th.
Sam Martin set
Now after
to
tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. They're headed out there after just watching their lead disappear, but going off of that, an opportunity opportunity does exist now for an immediate answer.
I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud here, Kate. There is a part of this offensive group that just loves this opportunity. They get the chance right now to answer, and not just that, but possibly come up with a game-winning drive. You can keep your job in the NFL as a D tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bad when you can defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Heading in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. They're 2nd and 14. Gabriel here from the gun. It's on the end route. He'll go down and will find his way to the 32.
Yeah, these incomes, they got the hardest to rush with a degree of difficulty, Kate. But it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces. But it can pay big dividends.
And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds.
It's a game of
1st and 10 now from the 46.
first down.
Play action. Here's Gabriel. It's Madden. And he's going to be solid. Not before he gets it down to the 14. Give him 32 on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
That's another.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of him.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. And this is going to go incomplete into the end zone. Moving it all right there. He's got to regroup for 2nd down. Didn't see a roll on one to put that pass in, Brock. Throwing into the double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Your experience as a player and now as a coach, please don't do that.
And it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Panthers.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Okay, well that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around.
Okay, ready?
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
This offense is now repping some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd and on after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
It's 2nd and 8.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Inside, gives it down. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Here we go. Here we go. Yellow, 43.
Here he goes. 3rd and long. This is Evans. And he's tackled up again. This to the opposing 46. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
And the Panthers, 1st down. 1st and 10.
Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
1st and 10 now from the 46.
Let's go. Ready?
Now put one of the tight ends in motion. Gonna give him the double. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing given their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear a lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Now, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Red, 38.
Play action. Here's Young. Taking a chance in the end zone. Interception! And the Browns will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, they're in danger going back to somebody who's already done damage in this game. He makes himself, well, he's a top target, but he makes himself a priority for this defense to defend, and they jumped on that opportunity.
Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Wow, again they don't snap it before the play clock runs out.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still 1st down.
And again, Brock, the play clock expires. What is going on down there?
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still 1st down. Ready up. Here we go, set. Ready.
From the gun, Gabriel. Behind some time right. Oh, he was on the roof. So was the defense, and they take him down. After one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
2nd down.
I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this has been a winning effort up front defensively. One of the keys to their success was going to be this pass rush and sacking the quarterback, and they can check that box.
The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Now this is a new concept. They are set up to punt on 2nd down. Oh, they went for it, and this is going to result in a safety. Give them 2 points at the ball. Partner, I'm going to be gracious, I think, and let you handle the explanation for this one.
I was going to let you do the same thing here, Kate.
I was just flashing back to trying to decide what I wanted for dinner last night. Maybe this place, or maybe this one, come back for it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you cannot ever be indecisive. And the worst part is, it costs them 2 points before the offense could even buckle their helmets and get on the field.
The Carolina offense headed out now. And the question out there is, Brock, how early and often are they going to try passing here after they were picked off on the previous drive?
Well, I think the answer to that is how much trust does this play caller have in his quarterback? We're going to get to find out right now.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Dowell straight up the middle. Nearly starts the drive with a 1st down run. Simply yards short, gain of 9.
That is just a great drive start. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now he really manageable second down.
Ready, set.
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that 1st down. And off on 2nd and short. This one goes to the 33-yard line. Stop. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's good for a Panthers 1st.
You know, Kate, that's a successful play on 2 fronts. Number 1, you get the 1st down. Number 2, keep that defense guessing as to who is just going to get the carries.
Blue check.
1st down now, ball at the 33.
Here we go.
Along with Dowell. He stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to bring up the Carolina 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Young working from the gun. You see him, so he's just going to roll this one away.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive, putting it into practice right here. Don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window. Don't risk yet another interception.
Okay, right.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
Set.
Rolling from the gun. He drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
5 men in the secondary for the Browns. 3rd down. Out of the gun, Young. Complete beyond. Right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards on that pickup. And that's good for a Panthers 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Black 40.
Sticking in the air, it's Young. Runs out his left side. They get this down to 28. 12 yards on that play, and a good call, and that's in the 1st.
Good offenses, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on the route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
And any bad play by any means, there's room for more, and they know
It's a
it.
tick up of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
2nd down now, they need 7. Thomas, here's down. This is headed the wrong way. We're going to lose yards here. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
We love to talk about corners, those corners that both love to tackle and cover. It's kind of the same thing with these defensive ends. Most of them love sacks. They love rushing the quarterback. But those that run down a toss play like that, they separate themselves from others.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready, ready.
Keep the running back in motion. On 3rd down, it's Young. Splits out for the defenders and completes it. And he stops just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
I'll call this score quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
On comes Matthew Wright, a lot riding on this kick. It's a 38-yard look here. Kicked well, and this is good! And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, and it doesn't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. Now we see the Browns offense head out. Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
I'll fake the handoff. Now Gabriel. Taken in by Fannin. This one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Handoff now. Adjustments. That's second time on as the Cleveland man of PR. Just 2 to go. There he is on 3rd and short. That's the first down. He's still going. When they do get him down, the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. Well, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Completed over the middle. He's stopped at the 34-yard line. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Looking for the gun. It's Gabriel. And there's a man. It's intercepted. And the Panthers get it back into their territory. They get the 20.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force them where you shouldn't have. You're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Down.
Working it throw. Young. That's not a quick hit. 5 yards. He gets us up to the 25.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On the set.
Offense to the line. This is 2nd and 4.
Ready, ready. 45.
Now it's down. And then just Young. It's 3rd down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Got it.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Charlotte. Panthers up by just a couple of points. Browns are in the nickel for this 3rd down call.
Ready. Yellow. 22.
He's back to throw. Clock controls up, and he just had to get rid of it. Carolina in punt formation. And this will mark his 5th kick of the night. Gets this in at the 25. And you see all the footballs. They were getting nothing on that return. The Browns getting their offense out there. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they take a repeat of everything except that final play. First call here coming for the shotgun.
Here we go. Here we go.
And look to throw it.
That was almost a nice chunk play because he was able to recover. Thought he could kick it, just launches the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot placed deep.
Well, you know what I think on that last drive, Carter? He showed no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, you're going to have interceptions.
And just for one, guys, not no problem.
Those are the short throws. Their play percentage is certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of that quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Down to score. They're going to go for this on 4th down.
Ready.
Desperation time here. This time rolling right. And it's incomplete. They play with their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. It's going to be a turnover on downs. The Panthers and running back Rico Dowdle's back out now. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They're going to run it. This is for 13. And the only manages one. A couple of defenders there to bring him down.
One thing you can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Go now. Blue 32. Ready.
An option give here to ETN. Once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Moving forward on that run, that's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Set. 33. Hello.
So the Panthers guard the vault and get the win at home. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners as we say so long from Charlotte.
Wild. Del Pitt and Needham. Get the appropriations. And for the Panthers, JC and Richardson. The Panthers are trading for Stealth Alien Roof, U.S. Air Force. She will be going to the Panthers. A wide receiver. The Panthers are trading the Buccaneers for Stealth Alien Manassius, U.S. Air Force. The Panthers are trading for Stealth Alien Nancy on the Buccaneers to the Panthers. Well, that concludes this game. Hope you enjoyed. Good night.